Okay, chalo, let's get started. If the root of the equation ax square plus 2bx plus c is equal to 0 and bx square minus 2 root acx plus b is equal to 0 are simultaneously real, then prove that b square is equal to ac. Yeah, looks challenging, isn't it? So as you could see, we can see two equation here. The first equation we can see here is ax square plus mm, correct, which is equal to 0. They are real. Simultaneous equations are real. The root of both the equations are real. So we can use the discriminant here. Do you remember the discriminant where d is greater than equal to 0? Yeah. So that time what we will do, we will hmm, d is greater than and equal to 0. It's a discriminant like d is greater than and equal to 0. Yeah, we will take that first. Yeah, and if yeah, for both the equation we will verify with the discriminant d is greater than and equal to 0. Then what will happen? Yeah, 2 then 2b square minus 4ac is also greater than and equal to 0. They are saying, yeah, they are saying that they are simultaneously real. Okay, that means they are greater than and equal to 0. So 4b square minus 4ac is also greater than and equal to 0. That means 4b square is greater than and equal to, I will bring minus 4ac to the other hand side, it will become plus. Then 4 and 4 will get cancelled out. So we are left with b square is greater than and equal to ac. Okay, this is the first thing. Then if we look at the second equation here, if we look at the second equation, which is this one, b x square minus 2 root a c x plus b is equal to 0. That time if we take the discriminant d is greater than or equal to 0, because both are real, that's why. Then we will take it as 2b square. So here 2b square will be root of a c x the whole square minus uh, b square, which is 4 b square, which is greater than and equal to 0. So 2 2s is 4, 2 2s is 4, root of ac square will give you ac. Why I wrote here, x was not needed here, okay, because that we take here, minus 4b square, which is greater than and equal to 0. Again we will take the same thing, 4ac, bringing the minus 4b to the other side, so it will become plus 4b square. 4 and 4 get cancelled out, ac is greater than and equal to b square. Till here any doubt, any confusion? No. Okay, till here no doubt, no confusion. So we got two equation here. So if we compare the result of both the equation, wherein b square is greater than and equal to ac, and ac is greater than or equal to bc. Mm-hmm. Huh? Then it is not real, na? Then it is not real. No, when it is greater than and equal to 0, then only it is real. But they have already given in the question that it is real. That means d is greater than and equal to 0. They have already given in the question that they are real. We have to prove that b square is equal to ac. Now, if you look at this equation and this equation, now tell me, then what it is? If d is equal to 0, then what? You have not taken down. Last class also you asked me the same question. Do you remember? Okay, after this question, we will see that as well. So, this is a contradictory statement that we can see here. One is greater than and equal to, second one is less than and equal to. So, that is only possible if b square is equal to AC. So, therefore, we can conclude that b square is equal to AC. Now, your doubts, coming to your doubt, um, that whether it is roots or not, real or not. Now, do you remember the general form of writing an equation? Let's understand the concept thoroughly. Do you remember the general form of writing an equation? No? Okay, it is ax square plus b x plus c is equal to 0. Yeah, do you remember this? You're muted. Am I audible, Rahil? I guess you're muted. Hello. Yes, am I audible, Rahil? Ha, now I can hear you. Okay, this is the general form of writing an equation. Yes. Do you remember the general form of writing an equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0? Let us take up a question to understand this better. Okay, if I take a question like 9x square, okay, minus 3x, okay, plus 2 is 0. Okay, this is a general form of writing a quadratic equation, and this is a quadratic equation. Now we know that we can use splitting method here. So we can do 9x square, and 9 2 is 18, and 6 3 is also 18. Like 6 minus 3, 6 minus 3 is 3. So 6x plus 3x plus 2. So minus into plus will become minus. 6 minus 3 is 3, and 2, which is equal to 0. Okay, now x, which what is common now? 3x, not just x. 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6. Plus here only 1 is common. So 3x. Did I make any mistake? Yeah. Here we have minus. Yeah, that's why. The number which is in the bracket should come same. So I wrote the question incorrect. So the question was 9x minus 3x minus 2, which is equal to 0. So we get here 3x minus 2 and 3x plus 1, which is equal to 0. Yeah, this is how we factorize a quadratic equation, correct? Now, after this, what we do? We equate it to 0. Equate it to 0 means 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, and 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. Yes, agree? So, x is equal to 2 upon 3, and x is equal to minus 1 upon 3. Yeah, this is how we come to the conclusion. Yes, this is the conclusion we found out. Now, when we look at the quadratic formula, this is a quadratic equation. When we look at quadratic formula, just a minute. Hmm? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we have, again I'm explaining, when there are when we have to discriminant b square minus 4ac is greater than and equal to 0. So if it is only greater than 0, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, then it is real and distinct root, and then we have to use that formula to find out the value of x, like x is equal to minus b minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a, the sum which we did at the start of the class. When or minus also can come and plus also can come, minus b square plus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. When it is equal to 0, when b square minus 4ac is getting exactly 0, then we have to find out the value of x as minus b upon 2a, and minus b upon 2a. It is minus b upon 2a only. But when it is less than 0, like minus 1, minus 2, yeah, negative. Okay, when it is negative, then it is not valid. We will not get any answer for x here. Clear? Hmm? I cannot hear you now. Hmm. Now the question which we solved at the start, okay, this question when we started with the class, they were already saying in the question that it is real root. Real root means b square minus 4ac, which is nothing but b is greater than and equal to 0 or greater than 0. Yeah, real. They did not say na whether it is real or equal. Let me scroll down once again. They only said it is real. Okay, they only said it is real. They did not say that it is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, they said only real. So real can be two type: real and distinct, real and equal root. Easy sorted. If you want, you can take. Yes, yes. We don't have to solve using the discriminant b square minus 4ab. Hmm? So method of solving quadratic equation, one is factorization method splitting the middle term, and one is this quadratic formula, that is nature of root. Clear, sorted. Any other doubt with the method of solving? Chalo. Now let's move on to the next. This question which we solved, first one which was 3 marks. Now let us have one more question which is 2 marks. Anyway, you can see this in the recording if you cannot take it right now. If you want, you can refer it once again. Okay, show that the root of the equation x square plus px minus q square is equal to 0 are real for all real value of p and q. Okay, this is also a standardized form of writing an equation. Okay, they are saying are real for all real values. So there are two types of real: real and distinct, which is greater than, and what was the second one, which was equal to? Huh. So here we could consider only real is there, na? So it is greater than and equal to. Clear, sorted. Okay, chalo, let's get started. Show that the root of the equation are real for all real values. So they are talking about greater than and equal to both. Hmm? So the discriminant will be d will be b square minus 4 AC, correct? Okay, what is B here? This is A, this is B, and this is C. Q. Constant is Q square. Constant is Q square in this equation. So B we will write P square minus 4 into 1 into C is the whole thing. So we will take minus Q square. Clear? Hmm? So which is giving you P square minus 4Q square. No, minus no. Here it is minus, so minus into minus plus 4q square. Clear? Okay, into q square minus q square, because this minus does not have the square. Otherwise, it would have turned to minus. Now here, if you do till here, you will get 1 marks. Now, as you could see, d is equal to p square plus 4q square, which is greater than 0 also. Hmm? So they are asking whether it is only greater than or equal to 0 as well. So we can conclude here d, which is equal to p square plus 4q square, okay, is equal to 0 also, and d is also equal to p square plus 4q square. So we can say it is greater than 0 as well. So this is a case of real root. Okay, so we can conclude in this way. So p, q, and r, where q belongs to also a real number. So if p is also a positive number, q is also a positive number, so definitely it will be greater than 0, because q, that minus sign is gone. Hmm. Clear? Now one more is there, which is for 3 marks. You have to find the nature of the root for this following quadratic equation if the real root exists. Okay, 2x square minus 6x plus 3, which is equal to 0. So comparing the quadratic equation, we will find a, b, and c first. Can you tell me, Rahil, what is a, what is b, and what is c? Hmm. And positive 3. Now, comparing this equation with the discriminant, that is d, which is equal to b square minus 4ac, which is b is minus 6 square minus 4 into 2 into 3. So 6 is a 36. 36 minus 4 twos are 2, 36. So as you could see, d is coming exactly 0. When d is equal to 0, no, 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 6, 4 twos are 8, 24, no, it is not equal to 0. Minus 24. Okay, so the value of d is coming to a positive number, which is 12. Yeah. So discriminant is greater than an equal, discriminant is greater than an equal to 0. Therefore discriminant is greater than 0, not equal to. Also 12 is not equal to 0, it is greater than and equal to 0. Now we will use the distinct real root formula. What was the formula for distinct real root? Correct. Minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So let's substitute it now. So minus b square, that is minus 6 square, correct? Plus or minus root of b is again minus 6 square. Okay, I think the inside part will be same. 2l only. Okay, so we don't need to solve it once again. Just put the formula and write it there. Yeah, 12 into 2. Any doubt, any confusion? 6 is, I think we wrote the formula wrong. Here square is not there. I put here squares, that square was not there. Okay, so minus 6 minus minus 6 will become 6 plus or minus root of 12. So if you use prime factorization for 12, 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are, so 2 will come out of the square root and 3 will be stuck. Yeah, and 2 times 2 will be 4. Okay, then can we simplify it further? Yes, for 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Now what we are left here is 3 plus or minus 2 root 3 upon 2. Correct? Therefore, the roots are 3 plus root 3 upon 2. I think we can cancel this 2 also. Mm, is it possible? 2 ones are 2. No, no, no. I think we did not cancel it properly. Wait. This is not the correct way, because we have numerator, denominator, and upper number is not in a proper way. Okay, we can take in the numerator we can take the common factor, which is 2. Okay, 2 3s are 6, root 3 upon 2. Now we can cancel out with multiplication. Plus and minus we cannot perform. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. Now we are left with 3 plus root 3 upon 2. Is it? No, 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 because 4, 6 is with an addition there. Okay, so we can conclude that the roots are, yeah, if it is with multiplication, then only we can perform that division. Yeah. 3 plus root 3 upon 2 and 3 minus root 3 upon 2. If you want, you can take this sum because this is a case of real and distinct root. And while solving, if you find any problem, just let me know. Yes. Coordinate geometry. I have one question which is a word problem in quadratic. Huh? Let's try that. The altitude, of a right angle triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find the other two sides. Then its base. They are comparing it with base. Altitude is height. So if we take altitude as x, we have to form a quadratic equation, okay, which is the altitude is 7 meters, then the base, so x minus 7. Then find the hypotenuse side. If it is a normal right angle triangle and if we have to find the hypotenuse side, what we will do? Correct. We are going to take the Pythagoras theorem. Same we will use here also. Pythagoras theorem. So the Pythagoras theorem says that hypotenuse side square, which is one side square, plus other side square. Hmm? Correct. The other two side, na hypotenuse side square. Let us take it 13, which is given in the question. Can you see here? Find the other two side. One side we know base, which is x. Other side we know x minus 7. Hmm? This is how we come to the conclusion. 13 square, hypotenuse side square. Any doubt, any confusion? Till here, everything is clear. Hmm? Now, now what we can do? We can use one of the identity for splitting this one. Yeah, a minus b the whole square, which is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Do you remember that? Hmm? One of the identity. Uh, so x square plus a square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. Yeah, so identity we have used here. So 169, which is equal to x square plus x square minus 14x plus 7 7 is 40. Yeah, correct. So this is till here we can conclude. Now once you open the bracket, you have 2x square. So 169, which is equal to 2x square minus 14x plus a 49. Correct. Now we can take the 49 to the other hand side. Ha, that also we can do. Let's do that. 169 we are bringing it to the other hand side. So 0, which is equal to 2x square minus 14x plus 49 minus 169. So 0, which is equal to 2x square minus 14x minus 120. Correct. Now what we can do, we can split the middle term and find out the value. Yeah, because they have not given, we have to use the roots or the reals here. So we can use splitting the middle terms. But wait, I think we have a common multiple here. 2. 2 6 are 12. Yeah. Then 0 divided by 2, that is gone. X square minus 7x minus 60. Clear? Now 60 becomes easy. Um, and then we have to 5 stable. Let's see 5. 5 ones are 5. 5 twos are 10. Yeah, 12 minus 5 is 7 only. See how we fast we got here. 0, which is equal to x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60. Prime factorization we can use. 12 5 is 60. 12 minus 5 is 7. Hmm? So 0, which is equal to x minus 12 plus 5 x minus 12. So x plus 5 is equal to 0, and x minus 12 is also equal to 0. What do you think, what will be the value of the base x? We took x as base. What I should take the 12? Yeah. So minus 5 cannot be our answer because it is a base, and that is not possible. So 12 minus 7 is 5. Yeah. So one of the side is 12 centimeter, and the other one is 5 centimeter. Yeah. So when they are not telling us to use root and distinct root and discriminant, we have to use splitting the middle term only. Okay. In quadratic, do you have in a coordinate geometry? Do you have any problem? Any question which is like, because I have a challenging question on quadratic. Okay, last one on quadratic. I want you to give a try. Then we will move to coordinate geometry. Very simple. Yes, it is very simple. They will give you graph paper. Hmm. We will do revision of all what is there in coordinate and one or two question there also. Come on, give a try for this one. Rohan's mother is 26-year older than him. The product of their age in year 3 years from now will be 360 product. We would like to find Rohan's percentage. Yes, Rohan's age will be X. Yes, 20X. No, I don't think so. So what you took Rohan's, no, no, that is not correct. Okay, Rohan's age is X, correct? You took Rohan's age as, so what will be mother's age? Correct. Mother's age will be X plus 26. The product of their age in 3 years. In 3 years means, are they talking forward or backward? Forward. Okay, so let's say in next 3 years, Rohan's age will become X plus 3 and mother's age will become X plus 26 plus 3. Correct? Which is X plus 29. Any doubt, any confusion? And they are saying if we do product of their age which is after 3 year, we are getting 360. So X plus 3 into X plus 29 is equal to 360. Yes? No, this is not what you got. Then we will use the distributive property. X we will take, we will write X plus 29, then plus 3 we will take, then we will write X plus 29, which is equal to 360. So X square plus 29X plus 3X plus 29 times 3, which is 87, correct? 9 3 is 27, 3 2 is 6 7 8, which is equal to 360. So x square plus 29 30 31 32, x plus 87 minus 360, which is equal to 0. So we have to work till here. Then after that, minus 360 plus 87 is x square plus 3x 32x, not 3x, 32x minus 360 273, which is equal to 0. Now look at this 273, such a big term, big number. Okay, so what we will do, we will use prime factorization here. 273, I think it will go in 3. 9s are 27, 3 ones are 3. Any other number? 7 ones are 7, 8 9 7 threes are 21. Hmm. 7 threes are 14, 21 times 13. That is not possible. We are not getting the number 32. Then 13 threes. Yeah. The product is formed like this. Na? 3 into 7 into 13. 13 threes is 39. 39 times 7 is also 273. But 39 minus 7 is 32. Yes. Yes, it is 32. Chalo, let's put it here. X square plus 39 x minus 7x minus 273, which is equal to 0. So x plus 39 minus 7 x plus 39, which is equal to 0. So x minus 7 is equal to 0 and x plus 39 is equal to 0. So what do you think? What will be the value of x? Minus 39 or positive 7? It is age. Okay. Yes, it will be plus 7. So Rohan's age is 7 and mother's age will be 26 plus 7, which is 26, 24, 5, 6, 7, 33. Yes. So Rohan's age will be 7 and no, no. We just have to find x and y. 3 years, that is the condition they have given here to find it out. Is it? Now you were talking about which chapter was that? Coordinate by Julie. Do you remember the distance formula there? Is it chapter 7? Let me explain you few important points related to that. There is only, I guess, distance formula and midpoint formula there. Okay, let me explain here on the screen so it would be helpful for you. Okay, let us take a Cartesian plane first, or a coordinate plane, what we call it as on the screen. Just a brush up on all the concept which is there. So now we have two axes, x axis and y axis. The sleeping line is the x axis. Okay, this is the x axis and this is the y axis. They both are number line, just to put one vertically and one horizontally. And there is point O, which is 0, which is origin. The coordinate of the origin is 0, 0, where 0 is the x coordinate and 0 is the y coordinate. Now we have one more term. Suppose I plot one point here. Hmm? So can you tell me the coordinates of the point? Tell me. Okay. So what is 2? X coordinate? Coordinate, because we took it from the x axis. We have seen it from the x axis. What is 3? 3 is the y coordinate. Easy, sorted. This was, I think, we all know. Yeah, the distance of point from the x axis. That is the x coordinate. And the distance from the y axis is the y coordinate. Now, suppose there is a triangle which is in between. No, no, not a triangle. Let's not take a triangle. Suppose we have to find the distance between 2 point P and Q. Okay, we have to find the distance between the 2 point, that is point P and point PQ. So first of all, what we will do now, um, we will find out the coordinates of point P. What are the coordinates of point P and what are the coordinates of point Q? Okay, then we can use the Pythagoras theorem to find it out. And when we use the Pythagoras theorem, we come to a conclusion for the distance formula. The distance formula says that to find out the distance between the 2 point PQ, what we have to do, we have to take root of x2 minus x1 plus square y2 minus y1 the whole square, where what is x1 and y1? For P we have x1 y1, for Q we have x2 y2. Okay, suppose P is at point 4 7 and Q is at point 11 19. So what is x1? 4, correct. What is x2? 11. What is, they both are at different point. Na? P is here, Q is here. Definitely, yes. X2 minus x1 the whole plus y2 minus y1. Yeah. So y1 is the y coordinate of P, and y2 is the y coordinate of Q. Distance formula is very easy. Okay, we can find out any distance between any two like points in a Cartesian plane. Then what is the next one? Any other formula do you have in your book? Only one is there, na, this year. Last year, I guess we had the midpoint. Yeah. Any other? Uh-huh. Check your book. Mm-hmm. Section formula is also there. Chalo. Let us go to the section formula. I think midpoint is not there. Two formulas are there, na? Okay. Now let us understand section formula. Yes, yes. M. There is a midpoint of this line. Mhm. Okay, x axis, y axis. We have line PQ. We have to what we have to find? We have to find x and y. Okay, midpoint of x and y separately. And no, no, no. This is not the section formula. This is yes. So this is these are the okay. Yes, we were finding the section formula here. So M is the midpoint of the line PQ, and because of that, as you could see, we have formed two triangles here. Yeah. So first, what we will do, we will solve x and y separately here. We have to, yeah, we have to come to the conclusion here for section formula. Okay, let me put another diagram that would be much easier. This is making a triangle here. Okay, triangle we use midpoint formula. So midpoint, that is M, x, y, we have to find out. We need to find out the coordinate of the point M. Yeah, what will be the coordinate of point M? So the formula is M M1 x2 plus M2 x1 upon M1 plus M2. Now, you know what is x1 and x2. Yeah, that we could clearly see. Now what is M? That is the very valid question here. What is M? So we have, and similarly for Y also the same thing is there. Comma we can put here M1 Y2 plus M2 Y1 upon M1 plus M2. Okay, so we can find out Y also. So M is the midpoint. Okay, M is the midpoint. So they have a ratio there which is M1 is to M2. M2. So we have to find out M1 and M2 first, which may be given in the question or which may not be given in the question. But because of this, we can make a triangle here. And the triangle which we are making here, yeah, is an exactly 90-degree triangle. Let's write it as R and let's write it as S. So the previous formula we can use here to find out the distance between PM and to find out the distance between MQ. Previous formula, this one. So once you got that, yeah, distance formula we can use, the previous formula we can use here to find out mp and mq, and then similarly we can use that value, we can substitute that value m1 upon m2 here and find out the answer. Clear? But most of the time it would be given in the question. If not, then we can use the distance formula here. Sorted? So we have in coordinate geometry only two things, one is distance formula and one is section formula. Clear? Any other doubt, any other confusion?